That's him. Within the works that I make and how I make them, ever present is how I've arrived here and where I've come from, and the things in life you do alone and the things in life you share with other people, and the parts of your life that perhaps you think something's taken away from you. I would like to hold all of those close and not forget.
I think Lindy does treat her work as a therapeutic device. A lot of her own grieving about certain things, a lot of her own fears, they're strongly infused in the works. In many ways, I mean, she's still playing with dolls from childhood. I think there's a part of Lindy that would like to avoid the real world altogether.
It hasn't been such an easy life. Really, it wasn't simple from the beginning. It got complicated very early. It was a very scary childhood. There was alcoholism, there was abuse. I didn't feel it was a safe environment to grow up in. I felt it was dangerous, dysfunctional, and I came to see that as normal. And I was never comfortable, and I think I became really aggressive. I never even thought that I would live beyond growing up. I actually didn't even think I would I didn't think I'd do anything in life. Certainly didn't think I'd be an artist. I just didn't think I'd live.
Lindy's career is actually a very strange one. She was born in Sydney, moved to Perth. She studied art in Perth. She started using food and cakes and so forth as sculptural items. So she's always had that element of food running through the works. Then she moved to Melbourne and she travelled with her partner Bruce Armstrong to Europe. And I think that event sort of profoundly affected her because she travelled through the monasteries and the churches in Europe, and she discovered, the power of the depictions of saints and the stories behind them. But she discovered this sense of belief and faith that was incredibly powerful. And she found a whole new language, and a language unlike any other in Australian art, and pretty much internationally. It's almost like she's had a vision, if you like. Somewhere in a cloister in Rome, she saw something and decided, yes, that's what I'm going to do. Everybody who saw the early work just said, Lindy, you've got to show it. You've got to let people in on this. This is great. This is very exciting. And she was very reticent. And it took a lot of talk to get her to actually agree to having that first show at Heidi.